Welcome back everybody to the R44 workshop. Today is yet another kind of video about mods and what we recommend for your car. So G87 M2 is behind Dylan there. We'll show you in a moment. It's our car. It's just done its running in service and now we're going to change the brake discs. We've also got some pads out. We're not going to change our pads today because it is November going on December. We're not really using the car. We're going to keep the pads ready for the new year, ready for track season. So in front of me, or to the right of me, are some RPX pads, some Blue Stuff pads, two-piece discs for the front. I've both got the rears over there, we'll show you in a minute, all from EBC. Discs, we'll talk about them first. I always change my discs straight away when I get the car from new. Pretty much the reason behind it is I've had a lot of bad luck kind of with OEM discs that I've gone to a track day, got a bit too excited and warped them. So I then waste money replacing the OEM ones, and then I've got a dead set of OEM ones that I can't do anything with. So what I do is I buy straight away a set of EBC discs for the front and the rear, take the OEM ones off with about 1,000 miles, or if I'm lucky and I've got them ready to go, I change them the day I get the car. So I pretty much have a set of brand new discs, put them on eBay, get some money for them, and then I'm pretty much good for all forever, pretty much. Because the EBC discs, one, better cooling, better resistance to warping and temperatures, as well as they're fully floating. If you need to, you can keep your bells and just change the outside discs. So my G80 M3, 1,000 horsepower. It's done a lot of drag racing, street racing, track days. The discs are completely gone. So all I'm going to do is unbolt these, put new discs, keep the bell, and then my servicing cost is a lot less. So that's the discs point of view. Pads, OEM pads are pretty good. A lot of complaints are squeal and high noise from OEM M2 pads. That is life, unfortunately. Nothing we can really do, as well as the dust is a problem. My M2 is primarily a daily plus a little track toy. If a track day's on, I might take it. But so I've got some RPX pads. These are just, they do everything. They're not too bad on the road, a little bit noisy, but then when second you get some temp into them, they're really, really good. And then the Blue Stuff, I wouldn't recommend getting the RPXs on the rear, just because I think it's more the ABS on these G80s. They're just so good, but they wear through the rear pads. So you'll see that you just eat through rear pads on a track day. It's probably because those brakes are just keep touching, trying to keep the car straight. So yeah, we put the Blue Stuff on, good value for money. If you want to just upgrade your brakes in general, so you're going, let's say you're 20,000 miles old on your G80, go for a set of discs, and maybe go for a Blue Stuff front. The yellow stuff are good, but you're driving a G80, maybe you'll map it, just go one up from stock. I say yellow stuff is pretty much on par with stock. Blue Stuff's that one step up. And if you want to go one step up from that, go RPXs. Red or orange stuff, I think it's red stuff or orange stuff. It's the one up from blue. I haven't really used it, but I normally just go straight to the racing stuff. So that's a lot of talking about from me. Let me see here, I might have, nope. I had some EBC brake lines, so you can change your brake lines to braided. It's not something that we've done. Ooh, maybe. Nope, we don't have any, but we've got loads of pads. If you want fluid, the recommended fluid from R44 for myself is Castrol React SRF racing fluid. This stuff is crazy expensive, £99 per bottle, but I've always used it from OG days, from all my little track cars. I've always used this and I just swear by it. It's what I use. Yeah, we unfortunately don't have the EBC braided lines here. But yeah, let's get into the install. I'll walk you through how easy it is to install them on these cars. But yeah, this is overall just a walk around it. And of course, it looks amazing. They're all blacked out. This black does not stay, for all the questions that I have been asked in the past. This doesn't stay. Second you drive it, this goes to silver, but all this stays black and does not rust. All right, so we're wrenching away. First step is removing these little set screws that go in. They're an Allen key bit. There's two of them. I've also put a stud in there, so when the disc is loose, it won't move anywhere. It won't just drop on my feet. That's like a safety precaution. So make sure you either put a bolt in there or something, so you can release the bolt as you're releasing the disc. I've also moved the pads back, so just release those back, because all I'm doing is replacing the disc at this moment. I'm not changing the pads. We then have, I believe, a 13 mil bit, or is it 14? There you go. So that goes, there's two nuts on the back of here. Just wrench them off, and then we'll hang the caliper up, take the disc off. Oh, nice and tight. Take the disc off, change them over to the EBCs. If you were taking the pads out, you would get in there with a little punch the pins, and then when you remove the actual caliper, you can pull out the disc, the pads. Oh, the disc and pads are all over. But yeah, super simple install on these. It's more special on the rear. You do need to either use the iDrive, or we use BMW Ista to retract the parking brake. So we'll go look at that in more detail shortly. So we're now stripping down the rear. So again, as I'm just changing the discs, all I'm going to do, actually, there's two like large E sockets on the back that I'm going to remove. There's two of them, and that'll literally take the whole assembly and move it out. I think that's the best way. Take two E sockets out, take that whole assembly out. I've also used Ista to retract the calipers. If you want to learn how to do that, the best thing is, unfortunately, go to another YouTube tutorial and they'll show you how to do iDrive. To be honest, I don't know how to do it. I only know how to use Ista. So we've used Ista. Otherwise, I think there is a way on the iDrive to retract the electric handbrake. But anyways, remove that caliper, hang it up. Again, the two nuts, put your stud in, remove that disc. That comes off, EBC goes on, put it back into position. If you were doing the pads, you can take the pads out at the same time, replace them. I do recommend, if it's like you've used the car 5,000 miles, anything more than 1,000 really, do recommend changing your pads at the same time as your discs, because there's no point in putting a damaged pad on a brand new disc, because you're just going to damage the disc. So yeah, it is a bit cruel what we're doing today, because the car has been used, but it's hardly done any driving. It's literally driven up and down a motorway pretty much twice, 500 miles up, 500 back, done the running in service, and now done. Anyways, let me get this done. Hit that like, subscribe button. I'm going to leave now. I'm going to show you some visuals and stuff after this of how it looks fitted, behind the set of wheels, etc., etc. If you want to hear how these perform, there are some links in the description. I've got these brakes on track. Otherwise, check back in the summer season. We'll be using them on track.